Today we are going to make Yorkshire puddings. Apologies for the angle of the camera, but at least you can see some stuff. Okay, so we need, to start with, a bowl, some scales. Place the bowl on the scales and turn on the scales if they're digital, or set them to 0 if they are analog, i.e. with the dialy thing. Also going to place the sieve, which isn't needed, but it's a nice little thing to do, onto the bowl. And I am going to be measuring out 280 grams of plain flour. Now, really, 140 will do you for 8 Yorkshire puddings, but I want to make 16, hence why I'm doubling it. Oh, I knew it. Look how much I've got left. I mean, that's just woohoo! Very pleased. Okay. For good measure. Anyway. Hang on a second. Sorry. Felt like I needed to move the camera ever so slightly. Ever so slightly. Okay, so scales can now go away. So move them to the side for a moment. And if you're using a sieve, just get that into the bowl. Again, a sieve isn't needed. It just makes the Yorkshire puddings a little bit lighter, because Yorkshire puddings are a nice, stodgy comfort food. Okay, we have our flour. There are many different ways of doing these, so please don't take mine as gospel, but these are the way that I make them myself for me. Okay. Next, if you're making 8, which is half of this, you need 2 medium-sized eggs. I'm doubling the recipe, but I am using 3 small eggs. Well, they're not that small. They're classed as medium. I regard them as small, but I'm doubling the recipe, but I don't like it too eggy. So there's 1. There's 2. And there's 3. So that's the eggs done. Just wipe my fingers. And now you want 200 if you're making the 8, 400 if you're making the 16 milk. 200 or 400 millilitres of milk into the bowl. Now, obviously, if you wish, you can use a bigger bowl. It's fine. Next, 1 pinch of salt. Done. And now this is where I'm going to chop the sound, because you don't want to hear this. You can do it manually. Doing it manually with a manual whisk is fine. I don't have the shoulder power, but I do have the electric power. So electric on. Here we go. When you are happy that that is nice and bubbly, plenty of air, everything's been mixed, then you need to get some oil. Oil. Now I know people are going to take the mick out of me for this next bit. That's fine. It's fine. It's okay. It's fine. I've got an old muffin tin. It's my old faithful, as it were. It's even got burnt bits still on it because I only wash it every other time. But I've just made one batch of Yorkshire puddings, and this is my second batch. And as soon as this batch is done, then it's going in the wash. But what you need to do is, if you have a basting brush, use it. If you don't, it's fine. What you do need to do is make sure that every bit of your tin is well oiled. Very, very crucial that it's oiled. So I'm just going around making sure every little cup has a good amount of oil in it, making sure the sides are covered. And done. Now, what you need to do next is turn on the oven at 230 degrees. I will put down in the description how much that is in Fahrenheit. Right now, no clue. But next thing you want to do is, while that is warming up, this goes into the oven. Because what you need to make sure is that that is steaming when your Yorkshire mixture goes in. What do we do with this? Into the fridge. I know you can't see. This will go into the fridge until ready, so it makes it easy for them to pop up, as it were. Pop up. And there is a little trick which I learned a few years ago now, that when you are ready to put the mixture into the muffin cups, whatever you want to call them, place a little bit of cold water, maybe a tablespoon, into the Yorkshire mix. Give it another quick mix and then put it into your muffin tray. But I will show you that, and I'll come back in a moment when the oven's ready. See you in a mo. I have my ladle. Grab the bowl from the fridge because the oven is now at temperature. Whisk. Tablespoon. Okay. Water. One tablespoon into the mix. Just give it a quick push through. And now I'm going to grab the steaming hot, please be careful people, please be careful, steaming hot muffin tray out of the oven, and I'm going to start ladling it in. So, hope you're going to be able to see this. Let me just double check. Should be able to, I hope. Here goes. Now this bit you've got to do fast because you don't want this tray to cool down too much. You need it as hot as possible. Just fill up those muffin cups. Now, I know in America you don't really do small muffin trays like this. With yours, you do not want to fill the entire lot, maybe about half. And this is too cool, got to get it in quick. And it's in. Now, you leave it alone, completely alone, for 30 minutes. Do not look in there. As soon as you open that door, it is going to be over. So, the timer is on. The whisk can be put away. Let's find out what they look like when they come out. Out, because the timer just went off. Ta-da! Yorkshire puddings. I'm going to put the next lot in and I'll come back in a minute. 2, because I'm a southerner, and in the south, more so than the north, that completes my Yorkshire pudding dinner, roast dinner, with pork, a sweet potato, spinach. Oh, wait, one more thing. It's missing. Let's go. Nom, 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 nom. Roast dinner with chock-a-mocha complete. Enjoy.